If you're in charge of developing or even enhancing new products or services, it can be a tough job. On the one hand, you're probably under immense pressure just to get new innovations to market. And then there's the other challenge of making sure that you're building stuff that people actually want. The data says that of the 30,000 new products sent to market last year, 95% failed. And whilst it's not so bad for big companies like Amazon and Netflix, their failure rate is still as high as 76%. And failure can be very public. The Amazon Fire Phone, the Mercedes home charger, and the Facebook portal, which someone re-gifted to me. Thanks very much. They were all featured in the press and were very public failures. There are two big pitfalls to be aware of. The first is the challenge of trying to create something for which actually there's no demand. It can be done, but it's very difficult. We had a client with such a problem. High market share, constantly coming up with new products and features to stimulate demand, but nothing worked. They said they'd had so many brainstorming sessions, they actually had migraines. So the first insight is knowing how to study your operation to tap into demand that's already there, that's not being met. There's gold and then there are hills, as they say. You just have to know how to find it. So let me give you a model that will help. You start with demand. Now, you'll be familiar with this probably. Value demand and failure demand. Two types developed by John Seddon. It was an exciting time to be around him when he was developing these ideas. And many people say, yes, we've done this. And here's the second error. It's not just looking at demand that's important, but also the response. That's what I'm going to cover today. Value is what they want, and failure helps you see what's really bugging those customers. Now, let's look at the responses. There are three types, and you give each type a score. The first one you score as a 1. Sorry, we don't do that, I can't help you, and you're passing it back to the customer. The second you score as a 3. This is what they want, no more, no less. And the third you score as a 5, which is, wow, thanks so much, I can't believe that you did that for me. And you're thinking here, could we scale this? So let me give you an example of how this actually works. In the ones, we were working with a car leasing company that was getting calls asking if they sold nearly new cars direct. They said no. They saw the demand and said, heck yes! A new business was created. The client I mentioned before only sold their product through distributors. Studying demand meant they found a whole new scene of DIY enthusiasts that wanted a custom product at a 40% markup, all because the demand was coming in and they were saying no. The 3s, here you're really listening to what matters to customers to make sure that you're not doing more or less than they want. A life company spent a great deal of time managing doctors for the customer so that they could get their life insurance in place. We studied 1,000 policies to see if the underwriter could get the same decision as the doctor. They did. They removed the doctor from the process, was able to dramatically improve service and cut costs by not doing more than they needed to. Now let's look at the 5s. You're going to hear some customers say, wow, that was amazing. In a call centre, it took 10 days to send out a sample product. One smart cookie kept samples by her desk and got it to the customer the next day with a little personal note. She sold 3 times more than the others. We moved the sample posting direct to the agents. Now my personal favourite. What can we do with failure? demand. This is, how can we deliver the thing without causing hassle to the customer? This is not just what customers say bugs them. It bugs them so much that they call in about it over and over again. Now, this is quite innovative, what we did here. We were working with an outsourcer and we put it to them if they could help their clients use this data to reduce call volumes, yes, get less money in, then actually they could sell this service to more clients. It gave them a massive market advantage so that they could in fact go out and get more clients, and they did. So go and study demand. Study what's going on in your operations, but do it with your product or service development hat on, and you will find gold in them there hills. Drop me a note and tell me what you find.